So they did get Baby Ruth or Baby Ruths or whatever from Babe Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
They're like oh.
Oh, but they said they named it after Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth Cleveland?
Oh.
Hmm. Wasn't Grover Cleveland one of the only presidents to have non-consecutive terms?
I think so, yeah.
I remember that from all the presidential history documentaries I've seen. Most of which were back when I was in middle school and high school, but those were just... My family loves U.S. history, so...
Ish? Yeah, I guess they do.
You haven't seen all of our books.
I guess I've just never seen any of your parents, like, doing anything particularly history-related. Except for, I guess, doing tourist stuff.
Oh yeah, they love their tourist stuff. That's the only reason why they're interested in seeing your family in Boston outside of having the dinner date, I suppose.
That dinner will be good.
Depending on wherever we'll have it. I don't know.
I don't care. I'm just always in the market for something new.
Mm-hmm.
Strike before they do.
Yeah. Because they like going to Boston to look at the... What was it? Revolutionary War sites and such. So the last time, it was the Minuteman Trail, and I think they went on
Don't underestimate me.
to Lexington or something. They want to see Concord this time around.
She's just gonna miss. God damn it.
Oh, the 20s.
Perfection. A pinch of this.
That's when Babe Ruth was a baseball player. Nice.
Let's see. Why can't I find the schedule? Because I have no schedule. It is purely based on what I'm feeling. I would love to have some kind of proper schedule. But that would require me to know what games I'm going to even have access to. Like today I was kind of hinging on getting access to Disco Elysium. But their PR company didn't respond to me, so I'm assuming...
There is potentially a VR game that you might want to play.
True. Oh, wrong character.
You didn't want to play it today because you just
I
had
could
your
barely
eyes dilated.
see today.
Yep.
Excuse me.
dilated.
Snoo. Like, we had to abort grocery shopping because my eyes were not having a good time.
Mm-hmm. At least the restaurant we went to was gracious enough and let us have a seat in the dark. That was really good purple rice pudding.
It was.
Let's add a
I suppose it would be
ingredient.
sweet and sticky rice, technically.
Wow. Her super actually does a lot of damage. Okay, so I can't combo her together particularly well, but that's fine.
Who'd have thought?
We're okay. Yeah, the closest thing we have to a schedule is Anime Saturday, which I'm gonna try and keep
even
to.
official, but
It's
yeah.
gonna be official until I run out of anime things to play, which is... that's a funny joke.
Oh, that's what my cord is stuck on. How long is it going to take for you to battle all the way up to the top?
These enemies
Okay.
got burlier. Not too much burlier, but still. Let's see, would you ever play Doki Doki Literature Club? Unlikely. Mainly because
My equipment.
I've already seen the whole thing, and Doki Doki definitely seems like the kind of thing that you should go into totally blind.
It's all in the technique.
Also, I'd rather play...
Also, I hear it's weird.
It's not... It's more of kind of a weird meta experience, and, like, gets kind of dark in an interesting fashion. But the problem is, like, it truly is like a one and done kind of thing. It's not like, what's a good example? Let's say Final Fantasy VII, where, like, replaying it still is going to feel kind of fun, because there's, like, interesting stuff to do. Or, like, replaying Phoenix Wright, because Phoenix Wright is nuts. So, more likely, we're gonna play Phoenix Wright after we get back.
Oh yeah, we started Phoenix Wright too, but that was when we were between games, and then suddenly we were caught in a deluge of games.
Yep. Yeah. So, after you get back from, well, after we get back from our trip at the end of the month.
People are suggesting Neptunia. I've heard of Neptunia.
They were supposed to send me, Super Neptunia RPG, but then they just never reached back out, which was kind of annoying.
Nice.
Happens.
You've got the advantage.
And I fell in the pit.
Oh no! How long is it gonna take?
Man, I forgot
me to
how
get
big
back
this
up there?
place is. Well, because we cleared pretty much the place out. Let's see.
I wouldn't mind playing more visual novels in the future.
See, my problem is most visual novels are dating related.
True. But if it's the two of us voicing all the characters, I wouldn't feel bad about that so much.
I guess I'm just not super interested in most romance.
Well, there are more games that give options for non-romance.
Keep your distance.
Didn't I convince you to buy that one game with the warrior girl?
The Rose of Winter.
Yeah, where she has to save all these princes.
Yeah, you did convince me to get that one. But
I
like,
just thought the art style was immensely cute.
it is, and we can play it at some point.
Oh yeah, we've played Hatoful Boyfriend before. And in pigeon mode.
Yeah, so Hatoful Boyfriend was actually one of the games that we
Our
played.
ending was disappointing.
Yeah, we got the neutral ending where it was like the aromantic teacher ending, because I didn't know what I was doing. Like, that's the kind of game you almost want to have a guide open just so you can, like, get it properly.
Yeah, because we had no intention of dating the teacher. But that's what you ended up with for some reason. And then he goes, sorry, but I just can't. And then you go off to live in your cave forever.
Yep. But yeah, Hatoful Boyfriend was actually one of the
Nice.
proto games that I specifically had us do as like a test to see,
Keep your distance.
you know, recording and stuff, because we actually played that with our roommate back in New York, back before I even had my channel set up. I'm not even sure if we had the microphone
Not gonna happen.
set up at the time.
I don't think we were recording ourselves playing it, though. I think we were just
No, we
playing
recorded it.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
But
I suppose I just have fond memories of Pyre. And how that was part visual novel, part...
yeah, if we had more visual novels that were
Fantasy.
like Pyre or I can't even think of stuff.
Well, there was that pretty game that was about the Warring Kingdoms that we picked up some stuff for at PAX. Errant Kingdom,
Yeah,
I think.
it was still a... My problem is visual... Well, there's a lot of issues that I kind of have with stuff like visual novels. Namely, they don't really do very well on YouTube. As much as I'd like to do like more variety and stuff, The other thing is just, like, it's really difficult for me to... Yeah, that just doesn't give me any XP, which is really disappointing. I guess the other issue I have with visual novels is that they tend to be a little bit on the long side. And that's hard to work with. Because I've already had 2 people drop by today to specifically ask about, you know, are you ever going to go back to whatever game? And I've more or less had to tell them, probably not, just because time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, visual novels are one of those that, like, almost inherently would go on the chopping block. Just because it's almost guaranteed to do poorly. And I would rather pass on a game that I know I'm never gonna finish sometimes. Well, no. I've been doing a lot of one-offs lately. So, I guess that's not really the same. Oh, you went back to Dragon Quest XI of all things. I needed a fun JRPG.
There are the occasional series that we'll go back to finish. For instance, we went back to finish Okami, and we're going to go back and finish Twilight Princess and probably Lost Sphere eventually. And then there's also Wargroove and Fell Seal. Those are games that we sunk quite a bit of time into and had to stop for one reason or another. And we should get back to those. Borderlands is one thing that we put by the wayside, but that's also because of time, and I'm going to visit family, so...
Yeah, because one of the things is I'm trying to get Shell to do artwork more often, for what should be relatively obvious reasons.
Well, my wrist for the most part is fully recovered, with the exceptions of times that I strain it here and there, but painting itself isn't the issue, it's using a mouse and video editing. So if I do less video editing and more artwork, making art videos isn't so bad.
New record.
Just the time lapses, but anything more involved would be a little bit more so. People are saying Lost Sphere had a lot of exposition and was a little bit of a slog. Well, our issue with it was that there were multiple points at which we thought it was the end, but then that wasn't the real boss, or the boss has revealed its true form, and it seemed like it was...
It just kept going. It was the song that never ends in JRPG format, which was very strange. And, like, I'm fine with that in some games where it's just like, but that wasn't the real final boss, when it makes sense. But when it's like, it was the real final boss just didn't die, it's like, eh.
What is this?
Oh, it's the cat that the one guy told us about.
Kopi.
Oh, welcome to Alpha's Coffee Roastery. I'm afraid my master won't be back for a while. Just make yourself at home. This room is suspended in time until my master returns. Hope master comes home soon. I'll be waiting, no matter how long it takes. Well, that was it.
Hey!
Let's see. Would a command make sense stating games that have been to the chopping block? The problem is there's too many. Like, I can't make a command for every single game that got cut, because that's like half my channel. Like, you know what game I've actually been really itching to go back to? Is, I really want to go back to Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Oh yeah, that's
the
one of the big
CRPG.
RPGs.
I also want to go back to Tyranny and stuff. Like, I've been itching for...
Oh yeah, Tyranny! We had stopped Tyranny, and I really wanted to see how we... because you have to choose a side in that conflict, and then it pretty much diverts the plot for much of the game, and... But we had gotten to a difficult section, and then...
No, we just ran out of time, and it was doing garbage on YouTube. Like, truly,
Pinch of this.
a lot of the reason why anything ever gets the chopping block is just because lack of views. And I realize that sucks for people, but, like, really not much I can do about it. You know, part of the reason why I'm, say, prioritizing this over Trine 3 is
Four.
because...
Is that
Or not
Trine
Trine 3,
4?
Trine 4. Is because, well, Trine 3 is an absolutely fantastic game, and I have all
Four.
intentions on going back and finishing it.
4.
Yeah, sorry, Trine 4. I have all intentions of going back and
Nice.
finishing it. Let's see.
No autographs.
It's one of those where I only had, I'm gonna say about 9 hours of filming time.
Right.
I only have about 9 hours of filming time before you hop on a plane and, you know, leave the state for 2 weeks. So it's like, well, which do I film? The series that's getting, you know, 1,000 views in 24 hours, or the series that's getting 5,000 views in 20 hours? And I realize, like, views might not always match up that way, but it's just like, you have to do some amount of mercenary math when your hobby is your job, and your job is unfriendly sometimes to fooling around.
I'm sure I could do better.
Let's see, Wonder, do you have the roadie pet? I don't know.
All I know is that she mentioned Roti at the very beginning, and then the fire occurred, and we never saw him again.
Yeah, we know, and I have no idea how to go get it. If there's a way to get it back. But I also did not pre-order this game. Let's see. You have to activate a bit of DLC. Okay, I don't know, because they sent me a press copy for this, so I actually don't know if I have Rhodey. Now it's post-order for everyone. Oh. Next Dave's Shrine, let's go take a look. Because I wouldn't mind having a little cute taper pet following me around. Let's see. But yeah, the YouTube series Let's Play Chopping Block is not a fun topic, and I really apologize for it. Whoa, hi.
And there are a number of games that we intend wholeheartedly to get back to, but...
Many.
Yep.
Alright. So we just saved.
It's a
We're gonna-
constant issue of there are always new things emerging.
Perfect. Okay, let's...
People are thinking tapeworm? No, taper!
Yep. Let's go see if I can get that DLC. So yeah, we don't get DLC because
You have a press copy.
Press copies.
It's happened on occasion where we
it
have a
happens
press
actually
copy.
very often.
There
You
was
know that-
there was also an instance where didn't we get a press copy and it prevented us from playing the latter half of the game?
Yeah. Sort of. I mean, there was the
Or we had an unpatched version of the game
yeah. So
that would crash and stuff.
So when Darksiders 3 came out, they the version that we were on was the press version, and so we beat one of the bosses, and it was immediately like, "Thanks for playing," and it's like, "What? No, what?" It was very confusing, and we were kind of upset. And then we immediately, like, all we had to do was refight the boss. It wasn't so bad, but it was still just like tacky and kind of dumb. But no, the press copy that screwed me over actually was Hat in Time.
Keep your distance.
They sent me a press copy for Hat in Time, but it was a specific press build, like a pre-release press build, and they deleted it from my library like a couple months later. So they sent me the DLC, but no key. I never responded to my emails being like, "Hey, can I
Have
have the
back?
base game back so I can actually cover the DLC that you sent me?" And then I got it in a humble bundle, so I guess it didn't matter, but I was just kind of salty about it, because I was like, I will cover your game more if you let me. And I don't know. I wish developers and publishers and whatnot would actually just send me everything. I know they probably are thinking like, well, if we only send them like some of it, they'll buy the season pass or like the extra DLC, which is true. Like I sometimes will, but it always is like a mild thing of just like, oh, I guess they only matter for that initial video for me as opposed to like a lasting support kind of situation, if that makes sense.
People are still in awe at the fact that they're not actually using their weapons and just stomping about.
They sometimes shoot me, but it's like 1 in 10 hits, maybe.
That sent him flying.
But yeah, I mean, one way or another, we just don't get roadie. I personally really like the developers that actually like specifically go out of the way to like keep me in the loop and send me spare stuff. Like I gotta go back to Nova Drift because like holy crap, those two guys working on that game have been nothing but like absolutely wonderful to me. I always feel kind of bad that like, yeah, I don't have enough time to play that game. It's a good like kind of I have no time or I don't have anything else to play, so I should probably just load up Nova Drift. The Nova Drift team is cool. They're amazing.
Ah, tank!
I don't get EXP from tanks, so there's no reason to fight them.
Is it because they aren't a living being, or?
I'm here, just like I said I would be.
Did you just stand here the whole time?
I had a couple of things to take care of, but then I came right back. Should we go? Yeah. Now, how do we get up there? I can help. We can use my vines. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Luna.
Ah.
It's probably gonna vivify before. Yep. Yep.
Hey!
Yeah. Ouch.
Oh, that's even more convenient.
Ah, I see. Yeah, because then it has something.
Damn it. The enemies don't make very good platforms. Because they don't...
Oh, you can't actually attack the blade.
There we go. There's that little side room. Looks like it's the only way. Ouch. Ah. My thumb's getting a bit sore from all this platforming.
Now you're getting close to the top of the tower. That one you might... Oh, no, looks like you're fine. I didn't know if you wanted it to have the blade lower at all. Ah! Ooh. Whoa, what happened? Oh, did those descend? Interesting. Like little blimps. I do not know what their purpose is, though. Are they just supposed to
Keep people
attack
off the
people
roof.
aerially? Yeah.
Come on! There's a reason why I've never played games like Celeste. Like, I can deal with it in Hollow Knight. Yeah, because I have to do a dash jump off of that. But the problem is... there's enough button pressing and, like, dexterity required that it's awkward for me. And if you, like, miss one thing, you're reset to the beginning, and it's like, I don't know. Platformers are for other people. That's one thing that I will genuinely try and avoid. Celeste is a platformer, right? Yep. And it's probably one of the best ones on the market. Possibly the jump button's the thing, but it's a dash jump.
Let's take them out! Right.
Unless you've never played Getting Over It. Getting Over It is not a platformer, though. Like, Getting Over It is not easier, but it's less about... Like, that's kind of a false equivalency, because Getting Over It is not at all, like, a platformer. Now, if you said, like, at least you've never had to, like, 100% Super Meat Boy or This Is the End, and at which point I'd agree with you. But, like, that's still kind of like, oh well, that has no bearing on whether or not, like, I like platformers or not. But in this case, like, it's just one of those where you have to do, like, a dash jump into an axe grab, which is very specific. It's not pixel perfect, but it's finicky enough that, like, if you do it wrong, you're sent all the way back down to the bottom. And I'm not that used to it.
How did they know we were gonna be up here? Never mind that. I still haven't given myself a proper introduction. I told you my name. I'm Campan, the Iron Mouse. What you don't know is that I steal from the rich and give to the poor. And I'm trying to overthrow the corrupt government. And I hate the Iron Kingdom a lot. Well, that's pretty much it. Simple enough. Very good. Let's earn each other's trust and help each other out in the future. Right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Ajna, this woman is very strange.
You're very strange. Campan is good. Right, Campan? Yeah, don't be a jerk to me. Anyway, I've got to go now to do something unrelated. But if you head down through that smokestack, you'll reach the inside of the factory for sure. Thanks, friend. No problem. I'll definitely see you again.
You know, her fist is from the Mecha Hero.
Hmm. Potentially. Interesting. Oh, no, ring cell!
This doesn't look much like a factory. Gah! What's that?
Greetings, child.
A synthetic being! Whoa, I heard about those.
I am Yuri Nomos. I have the human soul.
You poor thing. Oh, Yuri Nomos, I know that name. Are you okay? What's wrong with your voice?
I am incomplete. I am rebooting.
I want to help. How can we help?
I appear to be missing some components. Please find them for me.
No problem. They're around here?
They were stolen by gremlins.
Then we'll beat them up and get them back. We'll help too.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to get back up there.
Yeah, there is.
What?
I mean, it's like right here.
There she is!
Ah, of course you're cheesing it.
Cheesing it? Reloading is not cheesing.
Time for a quick blend.
I mean, I guess you could call it safe scumming cheesing it.
Well, I suppose it saves you the trip to get all the way up here, but what happens if you accidentally fall in again?
Then we save again. Like, it's not the end of the world if I have to come back again. He used his gun! This is one of the smart ones.
Yeah, she's definitely doing the back crusher move.
Yep. And it does a lot of damage to him.
Hey!
Oh, there you go. Suppose that was easy enough.
Told ya.